Hey everyone, welcome to Law of Fojo. Today we're walking through how to prepare a civil complaint, which is the document that starts your lawsuit. All right, so what is a civil complaint? If you're representing yourself, which is also known as proceeding pro se, this is one of the most important filings you will create. It lays out your legal claims, the facts behind them, and the relief you're asking the court to grant. This is not just a letter to the judge. It has a formal structure and must meet legal standards. So let's walk through that structure step by step. Let's start with the caption, which goes at the top of the first page. The caption includes the name of the court, your name as the plaintiff, the name of the person or business you're suing, which is listed as the defendant, and a blank space for the case number, which the clerk will assign when you file it. It's essential to format this properly. Check your local court's website for sample complaints or templates. Courts can be picky about presentation. Next, you need to explain why this court has the authority to hear your case. That is called jurisdiction. And you also need to explain why this court is the proper venue or location. For example, is the defendant located in this county? Did the events occur here? If you're filing in federal court, is there diversity of citizenship or is a federal question involved? You can usually find a statute that supports jurisdiction, cite it briefly, and explain in plain language why this court is the right place to file. Next up, identify the parties to the case, meaning you and the person or business you're suing. For example, Plaintiff John Smith is an individual residing in Caras County, Texas. Or Defendant Jane Doe is an individual residing in the same county. If the defendant is a company, be specific. Say something like, Defendant XYZ Widgets, LLC, is a Texas limited liability company with a principal place of business in Austin, Texas. Now you have to tell your story, and this is called the statement of facts. Or you could also call it factual background or just facts. Use short numbered paragraphs and stick to the facts. No opinions, no legal arguments yet. Write clearly and chronologically, include dates, locations, and actions. So for example, on January 3rd, 2023, plaintiff and defendant entered into a written agreement, etc., etc. Defendant agreed to pay plaintiff $5,000 within 30 days, and so on and so forth. Then defendant failed to pay the agreed amount despite multiple reminders. Keep it simple. The goal is to give the judge and the other party a clear understanding of what happened. Now we shift to the legal claims, which are sometimes called causes of action. This is where you explain what legal rule the defendant broke. Common claims include breach of contract, negligence, fraud, defamation, and a whole host of others. Write one section per claim. Structure it like this. Count 1, breach of contract. Plaintiff and defendant entered into a valid contract. Plaintiff performed all required obligations. Defendant breached the contract by failing to pay X amount, and as a result, plaintiff suffered damages. Repeat this format for each legal claim you're bringing. You don't need to prove the case here. You're just laying out the basis for it. Now comes the prayer for relief, what you're asking the court to do. This could include asking for monetary damages, interest, attorney's fees if they're allowed, court costs, or an injunction, which is a court order to stop or require a specific action. Phrase it professionally. For example, wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests judgment in the amount of $5,000 plus interest, costs, and any other relief the court deems just and proper. Avoid emotional language or threats here. Keep it calm and precise. At the end of the complaint, you will add your signature block. This is where you include your full name, mailing address, phone number, and email, and your signature with the date. You should also include the words pro se underneath your name to indicate that you're representing yourself. Some courts, especially in small claims or family law, may require a verification or even a notarized affidavit. This is a short statement swearing that the facts in your complaint are true and correct to the best of your knowledge. Be sure to check your court's local rules to see if this is required. If it is, you can often find a sample verification statement on their website. Now let's talk about filing. Electronic filing is now required or allowed in many jurisdictions. Check your court's e-filing portal. If filing in person, print multiple copies, one for the court, one for each defendant, and one for yourself. You should pay the filing fee, usually at the clerk's office if you're not filing online. If you can't afford it, ask for a fee waiver form. The clerk will stamp your complaint and assign a case number. When filing online, this is usually generated automatically. After filing, you will need to serve the defendant, meaning you'll deliver a copy of the complaint through proper legal channels. That's a whole separate step we'll cover in another video. Now let's recap with some final tips. Be concise and factual in your complaint. Avoid emotional or argumentative language. Follow your court's formatting and procedural rules carefully. Use samples or templates from reliable sources. Many court websites have free examples. And remember, a well-organized complaint sets the tone for your case and shows the court you're serious and prepared. Thank you for watching Law of Fojo. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos. You've got this, even without a lawyer.